Hello, my name is Eric, not real Eric, and in this video I'm going to show you how to connect original GameCube controllers to the Nintendo Switch 2. I love the Nintendo GameCube controller. I would go as far as to say that it's one of the most satisfying controllers ever used and one of the best controllers gaming has ever seen, with its focus on the A button, having those snappy triggers, and having an ergonomic shape and design that allows it to sit comfortably in your hands. The GameCube controller is still so beloved, in fact, that it is widely used over 2 decades after its original debut for the competitive Super Smash Bros. Scene and more. The controller has stood the test of time and is still fully playable on the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's talk about how. Using original Nintendo GameCube controllers on the Nintendo Switch 2 is possible through the use of adapters. One adapter we can use is the official GameCube controller adapter released by Nintendo in 2014 and again in 2018 for the release of Super Smash Bros. And while Nintendo doesn't sell this adapter anymore, there's tons of third-party equivalents on eBay and Amazon. An alternative adapter we can use is the 8-bit Do G-Bros adapter. It houses a GameCube port, making your GameCube controller a wireless when connecting to the Switch 2 via Bluetooth. It is currently available for purchase on the 8-bit Do website and their Amazon page for $25. Note, 8-bit Do pushed out a firmware update in June 2025 that added full Switch 2 support, so make sure you get that update before using it. If you're using the official Nintendo GameCube controller adapter from Nintendo, make sure that it's connected to the USB ports of your dock. If you're using the 8-bit Do G-Bros adapter, make sure you have 2 AA batteries installed and make sure it's synced up to the console. Now, Nintendo does sell their own NSO wireless GameCube controller. It's official, wireless, and looks exactly like the original, except this one has a built-in battery, has gyro controls, and charges over USB-C. It used to sell for $65, which was already expensive. But on August 1st, 2025, Nintendo announced a price increase, raising the controller to $70. Their reasoning? Changing market conditions. Now, while they don't outright say it, this move just so happens to line up with the Trump administration's renewed tariffs on Vietnam, where Nintendo has moved most of its Nintendo Switch 2 production. And while the NSO GameCube controller is premium and is awesome, it's not an original wired GameCube controller, which is why I want to use my original controller from 2001 and my Smash Bros. Re-release GameCube controller to see if they work on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, let's get into some gameplay. First up is Super Smash Bros., the series arguably most responsible for keeping the GameCube controllers alive today. Everything plays exactly as it should, as this game was made with the GameCube controller in mind. So everything is tight and responsive as it should be. As someone who's not a FIFA football club person, Super Mario Strikers is my favorite soccer game of all time. It's chaotic, arcade frenzy at all times, and it feels absolutely great to be playing with an original GameCube controller. F-Zero GX is one of the hardest arcade racers of all time, but is also one of the most satisfying, and playing it with the GameCube controller is almost necessary for the original experience. Next is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The GameCube controller and Zelda games go hand in hand very well together. In fact, many speedrunners still use the GameCube controller to play Ocarina and Majora's Mask with, so the fact that people use this controller for Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and the GameCube version of Twilight Princess says a lot. The last NSO GameCube game to try is Calibur II. I'm not the best at this game, but I really do like the inclusion of Link in it.
Battle 1, fight! You win! Battle 2, fight!
Of course, Mario Kart World controls and plays like Mario Kart Double Dash with the GameCube controller. Outside of Super Smash Bros., I think Mario Kart goes perfect with the GameCube controller. For our last game, I wanted to be a little bit more bold and try out Fortnite with an original GameCube controller and see how far I could get. This was extremely difficult. Because the GameCube controller doesn't have a shoulder button on the left side, it made it very difficult to shift through my weapons. Also, because the GameCube controller doesn't have clickable sticks, I had to remap the sprint button to right on the D-pad thanks to the G-Bros adapter and its remapping functions in the Switch 2 menu. And there we have it. In this video, we were able to showcase how to use the original GameCube controller on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's kind of wild that in 2025, a controller from 2001 is still kicking and going strong and is officially supported. So whether you're a competitive Smash player or a nostalgic GameCube fan, there is a way to make this controller work on the Switch 2 thanks to two potential adapters, like the official GameCube controller adapter and the 8-bit Dude G-Bros adapter. So, with that I ask, Is the GameCube controller the best controller Nintendo has ever made? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Eric, not Real Eric. Stay real, stay safe, stay you, and we'll catch you in the next video.